Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to a channeled message. So, we're going to do something very similar as we did last week, but this week I don't know what the message is until we turn over the cards. So, let's see what's up. We have loving, devoted, affectionate, and tender. That's really sweet, like a mother's love. And we have vulnerable, defenseless, unprotected, and helpless. Ooh. All right. All right. So this full moon in Virgo energy that we're in this week, I consider the whole week the moon's week, the full moon's week. So this full moon in Virgo is really kind of calling us out, calling us in, you could say, into deeper levels of vulnerability, into being authentic with who we are, especially with Pluto in Aquarius at such an early degree. This moon in Virgo is also at an early degree, so it's kind of picking up a lot of energy of many planetary placements, many planetary placements that are at early degrees. So with Pluto in Aquarius, we are meant to be our authentic selves, and the way that life is unfolding for us right now, relationships are unfolding, community is feeling, it's getting us more in touch with our deeper feelings. It's getting us more in touch with the places that we feel insecure, the places where we feel vulnerable. And it can be confronting, but Virgo is confronting in a snatch your edges, gather you type of way. Like, kind of takes your breath away when Virgo moves with such precision to the core of the issue, the core of the problem, the core of the feeling, and might say it in a very analytical way. So you might find that your inner dialogue this week is like things kind of flood in, like feelings kind of flood in, but they might take on a very, like when the clarity comes, it's just very clear, because this moon in Virgo is opposing Mercury in Pisces. And it's not necessarily that words are going to be easy, because it's Pisces season and Mercury is in Pisces. So words kind of float in and out. You might be forgetting words. You might be around people that are forgetting their words. Like, words are not really Pisceans' favorite thing. Words can feel limiting. There are a lot of things that can feel very limiting to Pisces energy. You know, Pisces is a vibe. Pisces is energy. So you might just be allowing yourself to dance more, like actually dance, but also kind of dance in the energies that are coming up for you. So when you lose your words, maybe you just do a little shimmy, like, what was that vibration that I was on? And you just kind of move your body, from left to right, or you move your body, and like kind of roll your body like a snake. Like, move your body in a way that feels like it connects to, this is what I'm doing with my hand, this is what I'm doing with my body. Like in a way that feels like it connects to the flow of the words that you're trying to get to, or the flow of the sentiment that you're trying to get to. Pisces can be so playful. So, and Virgo can be playful too. Virgo is just meticulous in their approach to play, meticulous in their approach to everything. So the way that vulnerability is showing up for you this week, the way that emotions are showing up for you this week, you might discover when you get to the core of it, when you get to the root of it, it doesn't matter what you're feeling. You might be feeling angry, irritable, you might be feeling frustrated, you might be feeling restless, agitated, you might be feeling bothered and annoyed. This is very likely, especially with all the Pisces energy that we're floating in. Pisces has such an incredible wisdom, and Virgo has such an incredible discernment. And this week, you just might not be on the nonsense with people. You might be able to see and hear and feel at such a deep, visceral level that people are on some bullshit, or that you are on some bullshit and you just don't have patience for it in a way that maybe you typically do, or you could have had just a few months ago, just last week even. The South Node is in Libra, and so all of this people pleasing and codependency that is foundational to our society, it is continuously on its way out. So there might be ways that you've pretended or hidden your vulnerability or hidden your emotions, or just not said what it was straight up, or not said where you were at just straight up. You might have found a way to say it politely, or a way to say it in a very contained way. This week you might not have the desire for that. You might not feel like playing with yourself. You might, if you're talking to someone or you're interacting with someone that you actually don't like, you might not talk to them. You might walk away from the conversation. You might not say, I have to go. You might not say, I'm busy. You might just like dip somehow, some way. It's just like, ooh, and back when, I live a hermit life. I was going to say, back when, before the pandemic, when we would be at parties, maybe you still go to parties, I don't know. But when we would be at parties and you'd be talking to somebody and maybe they were just kind of out of it. Maybe they were high, maybe they were drunk, but you would just be talking to somebody and then they would just get distracted and kind of walk away. That's what I'm seeing for you. I'm seeing you just really not care. Like I'm seeing you allow yourself to dip into the dreamlike nature of Pisces and to dip into the Virgoan precision and your discernment, and just being like, you know what? I just got bored. I got real bored talking to this person. This person's not talking about anything real. This is fake. This is fraudulent. This is off. This is, and I'm using these words because Pisces can feel this so clearly. Virgo can too. So with this opposition between the moon and the sun, the moon and Mercury, and with Pluto and Aquarius, you're just not playing games with yourself anymore. You're not playing games with other people anymore. You have this opportunity and this invitation from the universe and from the energies of this week to do what you feel like doing, to say what you feel like saying, to not say what you don't feel like saying, and above all, to seek out within yourself and from yourself, from spirit, from your spirit guides, from your angels and your archangels and your well ancestors, and from the people who love you, your community, to really allow yourself to be loved, to allow yourself to receive tenderness, to allow yourself to receive affection, to allow yourself to bask in the level of devotion that the divine has for you and has always had for you. That even when you got confused and you thought that you were alone and you thought that you weren't loved anymore, they were still there, just like lovingly watching, lovingly guiding, lovingly protecting. This is a good week to connect to. Isn't there like a prayer? I don't know if this is a specific prayer, but it feels like maybe a phrase from my church days, and it's not going to be exactly right because the Mercury's in Pisces and I don't know, but I don't know words fully. But something to the sentiment of, and we're gonna roll, right? We're gonna roll. Something. The sentiment is, to thank the divine, to thank Source, to thank the Creator, to thank the All, to thank the universe, to thank God, to thank Goddess, to thank Creatrix, whatever words resonate with you, if there are words that resonate with you, to thank Source energy, this energy that connects us all and that created us all, and that we go back to when we transition, to thank this energy for protecting you from things that you have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea what that relationship would have brought into your life if the person said yes to you. You have no idea what the stress that job would have created within you if, they didn't go a different direction with another candidate. You have no idea what things you've been protected from when you didn't get that promotion, when you didn't, get to go on that trip, when you didn't get to have that relationship, make that money, go that place. When your dreams felt thwarted, when it felt like you weren't listened to, when it felt like you didn't get what you wanted, what you hoped for, what you prayed for. This is a really good week to remember some of those big moments in your life that you were like, the universe is on some shit. Those times. Remember those times? There's so many things that you were protected from at each of those moments. There were so many reasons that there were delays that you experienced and you encountered. You might not know all the reasons. You might not need to know all the reasons, but this is a really good week to thank the divine. To thank the divine for divine timing, for when the relationships did begin, for when the jobs did move in the direction that you intended or better than what you thought, for when the collaborations and the creative opportunities started to flow in, for when there were people to get to know, for when there were friends, when there were lovers, for the times of solitude, for the times that you've gotten to heal without as much pressure because you were in a hermit season in your life, for the times that you were able to go even deeper into the places that hurt. This is a really good week to just write or say or sit in some gratitude and to offer a sense of love to yourself for your patience, to offer a sense of love to yourself for surviving so many different difficult situations, to think tenderly about the people in your life that have just kind of always been there at the best times that you've needed. Whether they got to stay for multiple seasons in your life or whether the connections felt very short-lived, you've been looked out for. And this is a really good week to acknowledge the ways that you have and to acknowledge that you have. Because if you weren't looked out for, you wouldn't be here. Especially if mental health is a part of us all. It's like for all of us. So if there's ever been a time in your life that you wish that you were not existing, that you wish that you could be elsewhere, that you wish that you were not alive, or that you were actively or passively suicidal, this is a really good week to start to notice the things that maybe you wouldn't have experienced if you left this earth sooner. Just going to give that one a moment to sit in, right? Like, you're here. You're alive. You're a gift. Being alive is feeling vulnerable quite a bit. We're like energy bodies in meat suits, and we're so freaking fragile. Like, even the wind can be a lot sometimes. You know? Let's see what affirmations we have to go along with this reading. Embrace change. You've outgrown your comfort zone. Time to explore new possibilities. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. You are changing. You are changing tremendously, and there is a lot of change happening in your life. And things are happening probably quicker than you could have anticipated. However, there was a time in your life when things were happening very slowly, or things didn't feel like they were moving much at all. And at that time, you prayed for life to go faster. You prayed for there to be momentum and movement. You did. I don't know if you remember, but I'm sure you did. In your frustration, you were like, what the heck? Why won't everything just be easy and move? So our prayers sometimes show up for us on a delay, but everything is taken stock of, right? So that prayer might be applied to right now. So things are moving and they're moving and they're going and there's just so much momentum. Even how you're feeling on a day-to-day, hour to hour, week over week might be changing so in such big ways. Embrace the change. You've outgrown your comfort zone. Your comfort zone might have been to feel very stagnant. Your energy might have just gotten very stagnant, very hard, very contracted. You might have stayed in emotional states for months. We're meant to kind of move through things. We're meant to have energies move through us. We're meant to be in a co-creative sort of flow existence with all of life. It can feel like a lot. It can feel like a lot. Know that this is how it goes, especially during certain periods of our life. And collectively, there's so much going on. Your greatest challenges are your biggest blessings. Don't give up before the magic happens. You're leveling up. Yeah. So embrace change because you're leveling up. Know that you've outgrown your comfort zone and that while it might be scary or you might be feeling defenseless, you might be feeling very helpless and unprotected, know that you are protected. Even when you feel this vulnerable, you are protected. You are loved. And whatever you're facing right now that feels like it's stressing you out or it's frustrating you or you're really angry about it, whatever you got a lot of feelings about right now, know that this is going to be a part of your biggest blessing or your next biggest blessing. You're just in the arc of the story when the plot thickens, when the story gets real interesting, when the main character, you, goes through the part that they get redeemed through, the part that they have their character development through. You're just in the hard part right now. This is the part that every viewer watches on the edge of their seat. What if you can watch your own life or live your own life on the edge of your seat? Like, ooh, this shit is hard. It's challenging, it's painful, it's uncomfortable. I feel so vulnerable. It's about to get good, you know? So we're going to pause our reading here. I hope you got something really great from this. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll see y'all in the future. Bye.